Hi guys, this is Heidi Stitching Faye back with the Flosstube number 29 and today's date is October 8th, 2023. I'm back with a little bit of an update video, but mostly I'm gonna showcase Halloween and autumny works in progress, and I thought like it would be fun to do it like previous finishes parade. And if I have time, I will showcase some of my, I'll show some plans, but the way it goes, it might not, I might not. I have quite a bit previous finishes that I have shown before, but I figured that a lot of people don't mind seeing it again, and a lot of times I show them beginning of the video 1, 2, 3, and not everybody goes back and watches everything. So I thought it would be interesting for people who just start subscribing to see my style, where I am now, how I start stitching, what I'm stitching, It's interesting. It's interesting for me too. Sometimes when people show their finishes, I go back and watch again. I figure that if I like it, someone else might like it too. Before I start, I wanted to wish happy birthday my better half. It's his birthday this month, and also my kiddo's birthday. And I love you guys, and happy birthday, Rubojan. And for my son too, love you, kiddo, and I'm so proud of you. I just wanted to send that positive thoughts and birthday wishes to my best two guys in my life. I also wanted to, before I start, because I don't have anything written down, I got a Stitchy Kindness, my first project bags that a viewer, she saw my channel and she wanted to send it my way. I did ask her permission to say her name, Tanya. I'm not sure if she has a shop. If she has it, please let me know. I will link it below, or I will say it next time. She made me autumn bags, not one but two, you guys. One like this opening, and I just want to say what a detail she puts in. Oh my god, thank you so much, Tanya. The work that she's done, she spoiled me. Now I want those project bags, and now you guys know I have a lot of projects, but I use the Amazon bags. Now that I see this, I'm like, I get it, what people are talking about. Look at the pumpkin. What, I wanted to match my lipstick to the bags. That's silly. And she also did one with the clear front. Excuse me. She is a professional. Look at the pretty charm she added, and it says made with love. This is amazing. I really liked it. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. I thought I was blown away for her generosity. Thank you so much, Tanya. I really do appreciate it. I'm not sure if she has it shop. If she doesn't, she has to make it, because she has to sell it, because that's amazing workmanship, professional. And she got my first project bags. That said, I'm just gonna start showing my finishes. I know at first I thought I should do it at the end, but it's at the top of it. So I'm gonna start showing my previous finishes. After that, I'll go whip and the other stuff. I'll do the opposite of everybody else does it because of the space. I'm doing it, I have a very little space around here, and I've piled up my previous finishes here. Let's start this one. I stitched while I was doing floss tubing, if that's how we call it, and it's Cricut collection. I did not take off all the pattern books, so if I remember the designer or the design names, I will say it. But if I don't remember, I have said it before on my Flosstube. You can find it, or on my Instagram. If I stop by and ironed it, or I said everything honestly today, I would not be able to make the video. Okay, it says autumn. It's a Cricut collection. I did add buttons and stuff that was not called for. And this one is supposed to be variegated floss, but I used DMC variegated floss. And I just added just another button company buttons that I had before in my stash. Autumn. This is the hardest one to show because it's thin and long, but it's pretty. It looks pretty nice if I finish it or frame it. And then we have, I thought I had another board. This one is easier. I don't want to use the big board if I don't have to, because behind the board my voice gets muffled and sometimes I cannot help it. I have to remember every single time. This one is Hocus Pocus. I stitched this before I started YouTube channel, but I know this is copper penny fabric, and I just done a couple of changes and stuff, color changes and stuff. The Prairie Schooler book number and everything is on my previous videos, Halloween video that I showed them. I'm just showing it, Prairie Schooler Hocus Pocus, but book number I don't know. It is available, all of them, as copies. It's not the hardcover copies, but it is available, all the stores I seen it. It used to be not, but then they reprinted it. And with that, I just finished it 2 videos ago, or for previous videos, one of the previous videos. I finished this one, Bump Into the Night. Again, I just added, changed this one. It's in the same pattern, but it was as a ornament. I added there because it had 2 cats. I thought like 1 cat is enough. Put the white floss. You can also, I didn't think of it, but glow in the dark floss. I wish I thought about it. I didn't do it. Change the witches' faces. Again, Prairie Schooler, Bump Into the Night. And this too, I'm doing all of this kind of, that's it. Yeah, I'm doing all of this kind of like color, 2-3 color ones, this style Prairie Schoolers, the same copper penny fabric, just so they can match. But I think murky would look nice too. There is like one Fox and Rabbits has it, that's very nice fabric. So if you don't find something, it's a moss, gray moss color fabric. It easily replaceable, which if I don't find anymore, I'm gonna see if I can use another fabric or similar but not the same. This one is, I want to say the Little House Needleworks. Looks like their style of caring and sharing. Looks like their style of stitching, and I stitched this like 10 years ago maybe. I like stitching. I'm a process stitcher. I'm not I don't mind if I have it all piled up like this. I can take it off, look at them, be happy, and put them away. That's why I don't do a lot of, I used to do a lot of finishes, used to sell it and stuff, but I rather if I have extra time stitch. That's it. Sometimes my finishing bugs come in and I want to finish 1 or 2 stuff, or I want to frame them. In fact, Michael says sell, and I was trying, I think the cricket collection Autumn, I want to take it or not. And one of the Mirabilia's roses, English roses, I think I want to take them and frame them. Since I don't have to finish it, it's easier. This is Barbara Anna Witch Pumpkin. And I did add this key. It's not called for. It was as a charted pattern, but I just added it, and I think everything else is called for. Oh, the fabric is X2 Designs Grandpa's Sleeve. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, Grandpa's Sleeve 2/2, 36 count, X2 Design, Grandpa's Sleeve. But I did 2/2 because I remember the black was showing 1/1, so I decided this time around I'll do 2/2, but usually I try 36 1/1, no, 1/2, or most of the time, but sometimes when this kind of pattern that doesn't show well, I do stitch 2/2. This is Barbara Anna, and now we have Plum Street Samplers, 40 count platinum. I know the fabric because I said it so many times. I don't know the pattern name, but it's a Plum Street Samplers. I finished it again while I was doing YouTube, so it's one of my previous videos. I have mentioned all the details. Those are hand-dyed flosses, but from my own collection in the spirit of the pattern, but I used my own floss. For the small ones, I try not to buy a whole skein of floss. Try to use my own, because I end up like after a while having a whole bunch of half-used flosses that I don't know what to do. So for the small patterns, that's what I do. It says it's a series. This is the one, and it says 2 and 3. It's just like about witches and stuff, Salem sisters. Very pretty, and I do want to stitch them all. This one, the ones that I stitch on Ada, you can tell, I can tell that it's earlier stitches, because I used to be only stitching on Ada. I still stitch on it, but right now I do stitch on linen a lot more. Prairie Schooler, October. This is the monthlies, like which I'm trying to stitch all of them, like 12 months, and I have some of them, I have not stitched others, but October I have on 14 count oatmeal Ada. Prairie Schooler for me is a comfort stitch. Whenever I find I'm losing my stitching bag, or I just don't feel like anything different to stitch, I go for my Prairie Schoolers. I think if you ask me all-time favorite cup, the best comfort stitch, well, for me would be Prairie Schooler. Maybe it will change later on, but for now, like they have like 270 some patterns. If it's up to me, I would want to stitch all of them. Of course, I'm not gonna frame all of them, but would be nice to stitch them and have them in my collection, because they bring me so much happiness, and that's all it matters. I use my stitching as a stitch therapy. I am it's like hard day, or I need to think about it, right? I just put a good music on or a audio book, and I just stitch away, and kind of comforts me. That's why I have a lot of stitching, because busier the day, more stitching I do. I know it's opposite, but sometimes like middle of the night I cannot sleep, right? I just get up, it's crazy. I just put a couple of stitches, my brain relaxes it, then I can go back to sleep. Also Prairie Schooler. So for seeds, crow something. It's a Prairie Schooler. I have shown this before. It's on 28 count. The one that the Michael sells. Morano. I don't know. It's like a even weave, but it's not really even. Like it's, if you count it, it's not like if this way and this way is the same count. So it's the big box store even weave. But I thought it works for Prairie Schooler primitive, and I stitched quite a while back. And this variegated floss is DMC. The simplicity of the patterns and timelessness, amazing. This one I know is a primitive hair. The witch is in. I'm assuming it's gonna say the witch is in. My whole idea was, I saw one of the stores. We used to have a LNS in city of Burbank. When I say we, like it was 1 hour drive, but it was doable. Needle in a haystack. but unfortunately they were priced out of that area, got very expensive, and the owners said it, they could not, the rent went too high, so they had to shut down. So I used to go there, and I got it from them, and they did it as a stand-up over there. Yeah, stand-up, with the black cording and stuff. It looked amazing. When I saw it, I wanted it. I bought it, I stitched it, and then I stopped. The witch is in the primitive hair. I think the primitive hair, if I'm not wrong, please let me know. Doesn't she have also Edgar Allan Poe, like a silhouette thing? I've been looking for that pattern. I seen it somewhere one time. I did not buy it. I think I saw in that store. Then now I cannot find it, like a silhouette of Edgar Allan Poe, and says nevermore or something of one of his famous quotes. If I see it, I really want that pattern. I think it's very pretty. That's why sometimes, like, when I say pretty, if I think too much, then I regret if I don't get it, especially if it goes out of print. I'm like the prairie moons. I started stitching 30 years ago. I started stitching 1995, 6, or no, 2, 1992, 3, never mind. So it's been a while. Prairie Moon was available at that time. I used to buy the Prairie Schooler, but I never bought the Prairie Moon, and because it was not my style, some of them I'm like, I'll get later. Now you cannot find any of them. Shannon Christine design, 14 count Ada, with the call for DMCs. I think I just did the back stitch over here because of the fabric color. I was thinking of doing a stand up or something, or frame it, which I'm still thinking, because love it. My daughter is a pumpkin spice latte drinker. She's in college, so of course, but never got around finishing them. Shannon Christine Designs, pumpkin spice. I'm gonna say that's the name of it. 14 count Ada, and it's a hand-dyed fabric. I don't know the dyer. I used to not keep track of the dyers and stuff until I started doing Flosstube, and I realized people might ask for it, and I better learn, or at least try to learn some of the names, or keep the names of it. Okay, I cannot. This is Kathy Berry Halloween. There used to be a writing over here too, but I did not do it. And she has another pattern like with this witch, Halloween Witch Academy. I think I'm gonna get that one. It's very pretty. And she came out with that pattern 2022, I think, and I really liked it. But at the time I was stitching this, and I decided I should stop, not buy until I finish this one, then that. So not that I'm finished. She has Uncle Sam Academy, like it's on the moon. She has a Witch Academy, and I think she has one with the Christmas Santa and the reindeers around the moon flying. It's a series. I really like it, so I think I'm gonna get that to complement this piece. This one is Stony Creek pattern. 18 count linen, 1/1. So it should be very big pattern, but to make it smaller, I did it 1/1. It's orange color, 18 count fabric, and I just added the back because I think by the end of it I was done stitching. I just want to finish it, or it will call for, I'm not sure, but it's a big back Joanne button. And Stony Creek, but the pattern name I mentioned it before. This one I know is a shepherd's bush, because shepherd's bush has a style that is very easily recognizable, and I used to stitch, and I am planning to stitch a lot more. Which something, it is kit, So those are all silk, 1/1, no, 1/2, 32 count, vintage country mocha. Just another button, everything came with the kit. Do I have any kits I can show? So Shepherd's Bush has, you can buy patterns separately, and they have kits. I like the kits because they give you enough silks to do the project, not a lot. So I think it's affordable for the kids with silks, and if you want to try it, I think it's a good idea. Like this is a silk, one color, but how it changes it, color. And if they give enough silk, like if I wanted, I could have done 2/2. I think I would have had enough. I should have done the clothes 2/2. But I'm happy with the whole finish. I do want to frame this one someday. All right, this one is Nora Corbett. Like Nora Corbett too, I do stitch a lot of Miras and Noras, and it's easily recognizable. She is called Luna. This is more, let me see, darker over here, lighter over here. I did all the called for colors. The only thing I changed, I think I didn't buy the beads. I had another bead from Mill Hill Heart. It wanted a diamond kind of teardrop treasure. I did not have it, so I added this one, Luna. I am stitching almost, oh, I forgot to take, never mind. I'm stitching almost all of the witches from this Bewitching series, which is the older one. She has another Witching series, but I think they have a different name. They are not Bewitching series. This one is, and this one had 6 of them. I think it had 6 or 8 of them, and I do have almost all of them, but one pattern missing. Like this part is all beads. Her necklace is a beads. This is cranic. Her wings, the black parts, they are all beads and treasures. And then I stitch Mari, which is, some people say Mary, but my sister's name is Mari, so I said Mari. So spells the same way. I stitched her skin 1/1, and she's also this part. This is kind, I think I associate this kind of design with the Nora style. So if I see it, I kind of can tell. Even if I see this much, I'm like, oh, that's Nora Corbett, you know. She has a distinct style or designing, at least older ones, that I can easily recognize it. And she mixes up the charms, beads, cranics, silks, and DMC together. I learned from her that it's from her designs, not from her, from her designs, it's okay to mix it up. Different kind of flosses, treasures, beads, big, small. Kind of from her designs, I learned to be okay to mix them up, design, colors and fabrics. And people might think, oh, if you're stitching all silk, you should not do a DMC. But because Nora Corbett always uses silk and DMC, I'm like, okay, if it's okay for her, I'm gonna do it. Like over here, this is cranic, everything else is DMC. This is Amy, and I stitched 14 count picture this plus fabric, but I forgot to write the name of it. She has a lot of beads and stuff, and I think, no, yeah, This is long stitches. Again, she has her signature. I really like this one because it reminds me of my daughter. You know, she's a fierce girl and she has a little bit of a cut style, but businesswoman cut kind of style. This design really, and the name is close to her name, so reminds me of her. And sorry if I'm moving too much. All of these have been shown before, that's why I don't want to stop talk too much for each one. Most people have seen it before. I'm just going fast. Thanksgiving Fairy. It's Mirabilia, not Nora Corbett, even though it's smaller than previous designs. This is from the Mirabilia collection, but it's Hirschner's. You can find the actually print too. Never mind. You can find the printed one, not as a kit anymore, but as a pattern. I seen it in 123 Stitch, eBay, Etsy. It used to be limited, but they kind of reprinted it as a pattern. When I got the kit, it was kitted with the crescent colors, which they changed the name. It's Classic Colorworks, I think. But my kit had a crescent colors, variegated flosses. The only thing I changed was her skin color because it was very, the skin I got, the floss skin, it was very variegated like me, and I don't know, I changed it. This is Magnifica beads. They are also out of production, so you have to change it. Other than that, you can easily change to different brands. There are a whole bunch of different brands, which is okay. This one is Autumn something, not Autumn Leaves. It might be Autumn Leaves. It's Nora Corbett, Nora Corbett again. And this uses a lot of silks. Like this two colors are two silk flosses, but it's very highly variegated silks, so it gives that autumny effect. Very little beads. I think I could have stitched this on a smaller count and it will work because look, this is all the bead you need to use. Over here, like 7 of them, and this star. That's it. It's very fast. Like if I sit down and stitched, I did not like change around the projects as like I usually do, I could have finished this in a week. It says limited color palette too, but for Nora Corbett, this one has face. Usually Nora Corbett designs don't have faces, but the Mirabilias do. But this one is different. Look at the, oh my god, look at the colors. She's gorgeous. This one I cannot show with the board because it's huge. It's Rosewood Manors to Dublin Autumn Quaker. And let me just try if I can do halfway. This one is a series too. I'm doing the winter and I'm determined to finish this year winter because I finished this 2020 and I started the winter Quaker and I have not, almost done. So this one is autumn though. Very detailed, and I think this one has more stitching than other ones. And I got like a set. The floss is Valdani cotton, variegated silks, and you used it's a spool and you use it like 3 strands together on 28 counts. It's a little bit thicker, but the effect is, oh my, like this is one color, right? But look at the variegation or the leaves. Autumn Quaker Rosewood Manor. On a picture display, Dublin. Again, I know this is Lizzie Kate. I stitched this probably 10 years ago. 14 count. It's not oatmeal. It's like almost, no, oatmeal. This says a little bit of a cream color on it, but it's from the Joann's. And you purchase it. Each pattern had 2 of the patterns, and you can stitch them separately as a pillows or ornaments, or you can stitch like me all together. And on her Lizzie Kate website you can get the border. And patterns, yeah, it comes with the tiny beads, tiny doll, what you call it, buttons, like over here. Those are buttons. I used to stitch a lot of Lizzie Kate, but I got rid of them because I stitched them on Ada. Now I'm regretting. Well, I can stitch them again, but that's another one. I wanna restitch a lot of my older ones because there was one point I was selling them, I was giving away. I did not keep many of my stitchings. Now I want them back. A lot of them I'm restitching them. This one is Madame Chantilly. It's in French. I'm not gonna try to say it because I might say it wrong, but I know I stitched it on 14 count oatmeal Ada, and I was taking care of my dad when I was stitching this, so I dedicated this pattern to his last days. I stitched this long time ago. So Madame Chantilly, she's a French, yes, not Italian, French designer. I do have a couple of her designs. She does seasonals very good. I love her seasonals. This one is Barbara Anna. I stitched it on white Ada when I stitched it, but I wish, now that I'm more into hand-dyed fabrics, I wish I'd done it on hand-dyed fabrics, but I'm not. 14 count, no, 18 or 16 count white Ada. So what I did is I went with the old call for, but I added this button. Let me see. I added this button. I added the key. It's a series. There is the witches. She has that witch thing I showed the beginning. There's a couple of them, and I have all the patterns. Oh, something happened. I hope it didn't freeze. My camera just did something weird. So Barbara Anna. Oh, over here too, it says a key. I added that too. The keys, I got it from Hobby Lobby, and this is just another button company button. I like adding 3D stuff sometimes. It's fun, makes it interesting, especially like if it's not a sampler. I'm okay to add or change it. A lot of times samplers are more, or the Mirabillas, I try to keep the colors as suggested because that makes like the wave of the skirt, or with the samplers, that's what that little girl thought about it. This is a Familiar Sal by Iglesias Imaginarium. It had one more, but it was a stitch along. This is when I realized, even though I like the patterns, I don't like stitch alongs. I get bored, but I like the patterns, so I stitched it this much, and I just eliminated the last 2 designs. So they're like has a little bit of a Harry Potter theme, you know, each kid had their own familiars. It is pretty, and I want to make, if I'm confident enough, I want to make some kind of a quilt kind of style thing, instead of framing it, or put it on a hanger or something like that and display it. Oh, it is 14 count Ida. It looks like murky, doesn't it? But I don't think it is. But it's 14 count. It might be murky, I don't know. Again, when the stitch along started, but I finished it a year or two later. This one you guys seen recently, so I'm not gonna stop on it too long. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I finished it a couple of videos ago. And 32 count even weave. Let me see, it's on 32 count even weave. Okay, I have some more, but these are the ones I got it. I'm hoping I'll get as I stitch them, or in this next video I'll show more. Right now, let's start from the ones I'm working on right now, which is it's right at the top, but the pattern is not here, which is typical of me. Okay, this one, my apologies. Loose feathers. So I'm stitching them, 3 of them together. Almost lost that. Autumn. Starting with the alphabet, because I did not cut it to the size. I have a whole yard of it. I should say the name of the fabric. It's Color and Cotton, one of the prettiest fabrics I know. Ballet something, let me see, do I have it? I got the whole yard because I like it so much, and it took me a while for me to agree to cut the fabric because I thought it's so pretty. Aged paper, Color and Cotton. Yeah, such a pretty fabric. Let me see if the fabric color shows if I put it next to the white. Oh yeah, see how pretty it is. So my because I have the yard and I just want to start, I didn't have the mood to just count, so I'm gonna stitch the alphabet. From that one I will see how sizes, then I'll cut it. I want to get to this one. I have to start from the summer, but I'm just gonna do the alphabet. Then I'm gonna do this side of the border, and then I'll get to the first this one. I'll do this border, then I will start the autumn, and I want to stitch the autumn. If I can finish it, then do the winter and put aside. I do have the code for colors. When I'm done, summertime, I'll go back to finishing it off. That's my plan. This one is also a new start. I should have said it. I'm now showing the whips, works in progresses, and the stars that are autumny. I do apologize. I should not say that. People don't like when I say I apologize, but I did not press the fabrics this time around. Like I said, it's a last minute decision to make a video. Otherwise, I had to do it in 2 weeks later. And I thought by then it will be Halloween. I want to say happy birthday to my guys. So this is a new one. When Pumpkins Glow, with a needle and thread. This is a beautiful pattern, and I had to call for flosses and everything. I could not settle The fabric, I had to go through a lot of them. Finally, most basic one, I decided to go vintage country mocha for this one. That's my safe color. And I like to do it the way I stitch. I like to put it on a hoop, and whatever is the hoop side, I want to finish everything, then move. So this area is done. Oh, I did change this letter. Sorry, it's not called for. The letters, the floss I hit it was lighter, and I wanted high variegation. So it's hand dyed floss, but it's not the called for. I think this is called for, but not this. And the pinks, I did not buy it because all you needed for this, so I had my own flosses, again hand dyed, but my own leftovers. I'm using them for the flowers. Even though it says small, this one, when I say counting, see, I count to know how much space I need. Even though it's a small one, but it's still, for 40 count, it's pretty big. Brenda Gervais ones is a little bit tricky, you know. You don't think it's big, but when you stitch it, they look pretty big. I recently companion piece. I hate the companion piece too. I just started this one because I have the other one that is a companion piece. Where did I put that? I just remembered I have a whole bunch of prayer schoolers I forgot to show, because there's another one looks like this but has a witch running behind. I stitched that excuse me, while back, so the same fabric. So I decided finally to start stitching this one too. So this is a new start, couple of days ago. Called for, the only thing I changed is this 3371, but they have it the regular DMC, but the other one I stitched it with 3371, but it has a little bit of a shine, so I used the same floss over here. I don't know if it can be seen, the shine, but other than that, I'll leave it as it is because I like it. And I want to frame those two together. I have stitched this, I think I made a pillow halfway, but I haven't stuffed it, but I already have the back fabric and stuff. So anyways, yeah, this is a new start. Companion piece for the other prayer schooler one that, now I'm thinking, where did I put that one? That I went through and I looked. All right, my monologue. When I do Flosstube, I realize stuff. Last time I was showing my Flosstube, I realized my mistake while I was showing it. And I had to, right afterwards, I had to rip off a whole bunch of stitching. So sometimes you guys see the process, how I think when it comes to my stitchings and stuff. I'm working on this one, even though this is not autumny or Halloween-y, but because of the fabric and the blackbirds, I feel like I can stitch in season, but if I frame it, I'm gonna leave it year round. This is a Teresa Kogert Big Folk Flowers. Right now it's exclusive to Kitten Stitcher, and I'm working with the 40 count dark mocha by XQ Designs. And this is a high, there's a one heart over here, but this is as high as it's gonna get. And I need the same penny border over here. And how about a beautiful vase of flowers? Look how pretty it is. Those are tiny stitches. The fabric, I cut it because when it's called for fabric, but it's bigger. She sends a bigger size. I think she gives more plenty of extra fabric to put it on a Q-snap and stuff. But for my hoops, I cannot have too much big fabric, so I usually cut and I leave 2" each side. And the other half I'm just gonna use for another project or ornament or something. It will be used. But I thought it was wasteful for this tiny project to use double. This fabric double comes like this. So I cut it, but if you get it, the fabric size is bigger, not that size. I just want to mention it so people don't think Teresa Cougar, the Kitten Stitcher is sending that tiny fabric to do it, because many people like to have a larger margin than I do. It's a preference. This one is really funny. It's been with me for a couple of years. It's Glendon Place, All Hallows Eve. It's beautiful. I started, when did it come out? 2012? No, I think I started like 2015 or something on 14 count Adam. I did everything and it should be a finish. I showed my very first video. Because it's 14 count, I kind of got off, then I wanted to restart, but this is crazy. I'm not gonna restart everything. The only thing I'm missing, and I have the needle right sticking to it. It hasn't rusted yet, but it will if I don't do it. Because it's 14 count, I just stopped. I just need to fill up the moon with 744, and that's it. And I think a couple of back stitches. Let me show you. Everything is done. Her witches are like big stitches and everything. It's very pretty. Look at this guy. He is fun. I cannot believe it that I stopped and I'm not finishing. Definitely I cannot well, I can frame it, but look at this. I also have Frankie at Glendon Place. Glendon Place patterns I choose are very big, or somehow I'm attracted to the big ones. I have also the turkey one, Sir Thomas. I'm stitching the I want to start Frankenstein with the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. What else? Sleepy Hollow. Eggs all around. I have the hollow. No, I have a whole bunch of large ones like this, but I need to finish that. It's beautiful. Excuse me. This one is seasonal stitching. I think I want to finish this. Very pretty. Honestly, they have their own style. I love it, but because I was a big fan of Lizzie Kate's patterns, it's a lot of their designs remind me of Lizzie Kate. That's why I like it, and I feel like for the smalls I'm gonna get more of their designs, because there's a space in my heart that Lizzie Kate is not designing anymore, and I would want this kind of style. And this designer got it. I am stitching on 40 count linen, but honestly, oh, there's a needle. I don't like when I put away for a long time, leave a needle on my fabric, but sometimes I forget to take it out. I started last year, then the spring came and I have picnic. Oh no, patch, rake leaves, go on a hayride, make pumpkins. So I have 3 more, 1, 2, 3 more, and I'm done. This is all called for flosses. The only thing I think I changed is the red over here. Everything else is called for. Look how pretty it is. and it's a fast stitch, and I was enjoying it, and then I stopped. But I'm putting this aside. I'm gonna finish it. The way they finished it, it's very pretty. Primrose Cottage Autumn Rules. They have a winter rules that's very pretty, and also I have the one with the bees, beehive rules. That's also very nice. Okay, oh, I have two patterns. No. Again, Glendon Place. This one is all Mr. Bone Jungles. It's a picture. This is a frame. It's not a pattern. The only thing is charted is this one, and it comes, well, my pattern is like this, and I hand dyed 32 count linen. It's a big box linen from Hobby Lobby. And I was stitching it until the season was over. I put aside, and I'm gonna pick up again. I'm not sure if they were asking for cranic, but I did cranic over here. It has a lot of back stitching, so as I'm stitching, I'm also back stitching. And I think for my first attempt for dark color fabric, I think it looks pretty good. I wish I wrote down what colors I put together to come up with this. It's very pretty. I can see more Halloween stuff I can stitch on this one. Mr. Bone Jingles or something. I'm not sure her patterns they'll go out of print or not, but it was easy for me to find this pattern on eBay. That's where I got it. Yeah, it's cranic. It might be, you know, yeah, they are asking for cranic, so I'm not doing something unusual. It's called for. And another Halloween and Glendon Place. For Halloween, I think Glendon Place patterns are amazing. I have seen this so many people stitch, love it. Sleepy Hollow. I just want to show how much floss it's asking for. Glendon Place are easy to stitch, but it's like a hate. They ask a lot of colors, a lot of like it asks beads, it asks cranics. It's like mirabilia. I bought the hand-dyed floss for this, and I'm gonna use it because I got the kit. But I seen people use glow in the dark floss. Oh no, excuse me. I just dropped my cranics. That's not good. I'm gonna lose it. And beads. I'll pick it up later. Oh my god, I should have closed it. So anyways, I was trying to show this color, which is a silk, but I seen stitchers do it with glow in the dark. It looks amazing. And now that I purchased it, I haven't done the moon, but I'm thinking, is it a good idea to purchase the glow in the dark or stay with what the designer called for? Again, I forgot, and it's all called for fabric, so I have not changed the fabric. What is it called for fabric? I'm just thinking, like, why did I drop stuff? Excuse me. 28 count haunted casual linen by hand dyed by Picture Display. So this is 28 count haunted casual linen. And I know this is like between the pages, this is the most busy area. I started last summer and stitched it during the season. Once the season was over, I just put it aside like the Mr. Jingles and started stitching spring stuff. Now that the season is coming back, I wanna take them out and put some stitches. It says already beads on it. I just want to show a case. Those are beads. And crane neck. Very pretty design. A lot of people have stitched this. I want to say Dina half stitch, cross stitch. She did finish it. I was watching her channel while she was working on it. She finished it, but at the bottom she did not put the words, but her finish was amazing. And when I saw her work, she really inspired. Of course, she's not the only one. I seen a bunch of other people Flosstube stitching, and I just, for some reason, I remember her finish. Those two, I put them together because they are using the same code for flosses, both of them. I checked it. I started with, let me see which one. Oh. Thanksgiving Comes Again. So I started with this one over here. And I'm gonna use the same fabric, which is 32 count Silver Moon. If I put it next to the white, you can see it's silver. Actually, this is brighter. The color of the fabric shows when you put next to the white. It's 32 count Silver Moon. Excuse me, my voice was going down. I think I'm talking too much. Oh, because 1 hour. I just started it, and after I finish this, or maybe at the same time, I can do the November one too. Basically, the designer used exactly same colors. One is for Thanksgiving, one is for November, so it makes sense for her to use the same colors. Maybe 1 or 2 color difference, but it makes sense for me to keep them together. And okay, I think those are all the whips. I will just show a couple of patterns that I'm thinking of starting, and we'll call it a day. And oh, this one I took it out because I think I'm gonna start, even though it's not Thanksgiving. I was saying Glendon Place as the big ones. I have the Sir Thomas, I have this one, and the Easter one. I think I pulled aside to just give it a start. It's easy for me if I have some kind of start. This one is beautiful. I do believe Mama Loves You GB has started it or finished it. Phantom Plantation, all the details. So I got the whole floss Sullivan floss pack. You guys, it needs this much floss. I was not gonna buy each one separately, so I got this. Then I purchased, I got Cold for Fabric, and the pattern I got it from eBay. Whoever sold it to me, it says a signature 2019. I'm thinking, yeah, the signed by the designer. I wish I was there and she signed it, but I'm gonna keep this pattern forever because it has the signature of the designer. I think it's very special. The fabric is pictured as plus. I cannot read it over here. Feldspar. Very pretty, but it's huge, and it has a lot of, oh, it says one water lily. I don't have it. I just realized for this it's asking for water lily, and I think it's the same water lily that is on my Sleeping Hollow, the yellow. See, I'm discovering while I'm talking to you guys. All right, I guess Glendon Place is my thing for the autumn. Again, Glendon Place Pretty Pumpkins. This one I have a kit as a kit, only the floss, but I do need to find the fabric, and I think it needs beads, but at least I have the floss. It's very pretty, a lot of details. I call them like mini heids, like the way designer asks for so many flosses, feels like a haid. This one, all right, I kitted up upside down. Winds of Autumn, Blackbird designs. I love them, and when I have the books, I feel like I want to stitch everything. I stitched this one, but I UFO'd it because I did not like I was choosing my own colors, but I think I purchased it, the colors. It's too small. Let me just show you the real. And I have 36 count R&R fabric from Kitten Stitcher. I purchased it, so I'm gonna restart with the cold form. And I also, but meanwhile, I don't want to show patterns. I have this one, and what is that one called? My book is coming out of the seams. It's been well-loved book, and it's gonna be stitched. I'm stitching her from the book, so it's kind of getting used. With A Sister's Love. I forgot, this one is a whip, but it's a tiny start. I did it last year. And I have the floss. I think this one I'm doing DMCs. Oh, miss. If I'm not mistaken, it's R&R fabric also, 36 counts. Not counts. And the third one that I kitted up from these patterns, I think is this one. Eventually I want to stitch all of them, but for now I want to give it a start. Those three patterns, I have stitched this before on Ada. I might just stitch it again on the excuse me, linen, and eventually I want to stitch this one too. Blackbird Designs, it's another like a prayer schooler thing. If I purchase it, even though I have like 200 of their designs, I'm okay stitching them all. This is I shown before. Oh yeah, this girl. It was on the magazines, just cross stitch, and I really wanted it, and it was hard to find. The magazine was very expensive, but then they reprinted it and I loved it. I bought it, then I stopped because now I have the pattern. Teeny Witch by Imaginating. It is quite a bit back stitch, but it's not bad compared to other designs I do it. I chose this fabric, which is 32 count Stormy Night. Even though it's asking for 14 count, I decided to use 32 count Stormy Night Belfast linen. It's a printed fabric, and it's all DMC. I really want to make a stand-up out of it. Oh, I hate those stand-up witches. I should have shown them. My voice is going. So I think, excuse me, I'm gonna show one or two more and I'm gonna leave, because if I don't stop talking, I'm gonna lose my voice. Yeah, my limit is 1 hour. In real life, I'm not very talkative person, I think, but so when I talk a lot, my throat doesn't like it. Hickory pickory. And I have this fabric which is called farm eggs. 32 count farm eggs. I like it, but it's 32 count, and I don't know if I want to stitch on 32 count now. I want to do 40 or 36. So even though I like the fabric, I don't like the count. I want to keep this for Mirabilia or Nora Corbett Witches. I do have, oddly enough, all the called for flosses. Fabric, I don't have it. I'm just gonna put aside because I really don't want 32 count. It's gonna be too big for me. And I started this one last year, but I'm gonna restart because I did it with TMC. I did not like it. I'm gonna restart it with the hand dyed floss. Even if it's not the called for, at least it's hand dyed. And for those two witches, I should have said without needle and thread, and I do have quite a bit without needle and thread, so I have it all. This is Halloween Witches, Field Mouse Hollow. Again, the fabric I chose is 28 count, but I think I want to go smaller count for this one too. So I'm waiting for the smaller count. From the, what I want to do from that Blackbird design, the fabric is big. I didn't cut it. So I'm trying to see how much of it I'm gonna use it. And extra R&R fabric, I'm not gonna waste R&R fabric. I wanna stitch this. And the last but not least, before my voice goes out all the way, Pineberry Lane, Fancy Sunflowers. Okay, this was a fast impromptu Flosstube. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the likes, shares. If you like it, please do it again. Let me know. I love your comments, and hopefully I will get, next time I'll be more organized, and I'll bring water with me and we can chit chat more about my stitching plan. Until then, take care of yourself, you guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.